like to welcome everyone to this year's Wreaths across America. Thank you all for coming out. I'd like to introduce the Master of Ceremonies, David Glukowski, a Branford native, a professional accordion player, member of the Board of Directors of the Denise DeCenzo Foundation, the current president of the Lions Club. The Lions have been supporting Branford since 1951 and has been a large supporter of Branford Wreaths across America. We could not get this done every year without them. So I would like to introduce Mr. David and have him take it away here.
Wreaths across America is a very important symbol for all our fallen veterans. And I'm not going to talk about the Lions Club because the Lions Club has been serving the community since 1951 and we're here to stay. But I'd like to turn it over. Excuse me. Again, I would like to thank everybody for coming today, and please join us with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to turn it over to our marvelous Stony Creek Fife and Drum Corps.
Good morning and thank you all for coming. I'll make this quick and brief, but I just wanted to thank everyone coming out every year. This really helps honor the veterans of Branford, Connecticut. This is a big organization. If anyone doesn't know, they start out in Maine and they go all the way across the country, across the world. It began, I can't remember what date exactly it began, but we've been doing it here for about 7 years. The convoy came to Branford 8 years ago. I learned about it, decided to do it for my Eagle Scout project, and continue it since then. Today we're laying about 1,100 wreaths over 7 cemeteries across town. And if anyone is local and closer to Center Cemetery, right in the center of town, we could use help there as well. I would like to especially thank Lockheed Martin, Branford's Lions Club, Ray Figluski and the Branford Road Race, and Leland's Wine for generous donations that make this possible every year. And I can't do it without all the generous donations we get. We're slowly losing donations, so if you spread the word and make it aware, that helps every bit we get. And I would like to turn it back over to David. Thank you again.
It gives me great pleasure to introduce this next gentleman who served, is a retired Air Force sergeant who served from 1979 to 1986. And Ray Ingraham serves this community very prosperously in many ways, but I'd like to introduce Ray Ingraham right now.
I'm honored to give you the explanation of this day. Did you ever wonder if one person can make a difference in millions of lives? Here's a story of the Wreaths across America. Morrow Worcester, owner of Worcester Wreath Company of Harrington, Maine, was a 12-year-old paperboy. He won a trip to Washington, D.C. It was his first to our national capital, one that would change the trajectory of his life and the life of millions of others across this country. Seeing hundreds of thousands of graves and the tomb of the unknown soldier at Arlington Cemetery made an expressly indelible impression on him. It was to be an experience that would follow him throughout his life and successful career, reminding him that this was good fortune. His good fortune was due to a large part to the values of this nation and to the veterans that made the ultimate sacrifice for this country. In 1992, Worcester Wreaths found themselves with a surplus of wreaths nearing the end of the holiday season. Remembering his boyhood experience at Arlington, Worcester realized he had an opportunity to honor the country's veterans. With the aid of the Maine Senator Olympia Snow, arrangements were made for the surplus wreaths to be placed at Arlington in one of the older cemetery sections that had been receiving fewer visitors each passing year. 30 years later, in 2022, Wreaths Across America and its national network of volunteers placed more than 2.7 million sponsored veterans wreaths on headstones of our nation's service members at 3,702 participating locations. This was accomplished with the support of more than 5,000 sponsorship groups, corporations, corporate contributions, in-kind donations, and transportation industry across the country. The wreath laying began more than 32 years ago and still held annually on the second and third Saturday in December. Wreath Across America's annual pilgrimage from Harrington, Maine to the Arlington National Cemetery has become known as the world's largest veterans parade. Every year, the convoy of trucks, local law enforcement, staff and supporters stop at schools, monuments, veterans' homes, communities along the way to talk about the Wreaths Across America mission and to remind people how important it is to remember, honor, and teach, and that one person can make a difference. Thank you.
Stony Creek Fife and Drum Corps will now play the U.S. medley.
This year is very special for me for this very good reason that my older brother, whose funeral will be this coming Friday, having passed away, but for 4 years he was very proud to be a member of our Air Force. So we keep him in prayer, but we keep all veterans who sacrifice their time with their families, with their home, with their business, so that they would serve our country and to bring peace wherever they were and hopefully throughout the world. And so our prayer and our blessings go out to not only the veterans, but for their families who sacrifice the separation that they had to have, but also the dedication that we all thank and ask the good Lord to bless all of us to be peacemakers, as we learn in the scriptures. Blessed are the peacemakers. We certainly can do that with our own selves and our own families. And through our peacemaking endeavors, peace will come to the world. And so we ask the Lord to bless these graves in gratitude for the service of so many.
Thank you, Father. Before we close the ceremony today, I'd like to make a few remarks, and one of them is the laying of the wreath. When you receive the wreath, you approach the headstone. You extend the wreath forward or outward, offering it to the veteran. You place the wreath on the center of the headstone, and you bow and you call out the veteran's name. Please do not remove any items that are placed at the headstones, such as other wreaths or flowers or tokens from the families. For military cadets, render a slow salute or place your right hand over your heart. I want everybody to be safe today. The fire department is on hand for any emergencies or anything like that, so if you need medical attention. And I'd like to turn it over to Alex Paluzzi, who's going to be playing taps. But we're going to do the gun salute first.
Two quick things. One, if there's any wreath or any blanket on any veteran's gravestone, please don't put a wreath on there, because that means the family is around, someone's remembering them. We're trying to remember all the veterans that either don't have family or that sadly have been forgotten about. So if you see anything on a headstone or a footstone, please don't place a wreath over there. Put a wreath on a grave that doesn't have one. Also, right now, we would like to ask everybody to grab a wreath that is in the box behind Stony Creek Fife and Drum Corps. Step forward to the truck, and we're going to get a group photo. So if everyone could do that quickly, that would be great. Thank you.
Here we go. Please count. Okay, fall out.
Easy for you to say.
What? Yep.
Look at him. John Philbin.
John Philbin.
John Philbin. Good job. Read it.